In this video, we're going to cover fundamentals of accident investigations. The main topics we're going to hit are going to be incident response in a very limited way, evidence collection and preservation, the roots of causality, and report writing and documentation. So what do we think of when we think of an investigation? A lot of our minds probably go to TV shows that we've seen, like the old Dragnet show, Law and Order series, stuff like that, where there is an event. The people that are looking into that event don't fully have an understanding of what's going on, like say a theft, something like that. They don't know who did it, and they're trying to find out who did it, how they did it, why they did it, and how to catch them. In the news, you'll see the aftermath of investigations. Say a plane crash, the FAA and the NTSB will look into that, and you will see the results of that in the real world. So far, what you might be thinking is that the point of an investigation is to find out who's at fault. And what I'm going to challenge you to do here in this video is think beyond that and try to avoid the assignment of blame and look more towards causality. The goal in safety is a zero accident rate, meaning there's never an incident, there's never an injury. Everybody goes home the same way that they came in, every single day, no matter what, every single time. That's the ideal. In the real world, that's a bit unobtainable, but that's certainly what safety is striving to reach, is a zero accident zone. So what investigations into safety incidents should strive for is not necessarily assigning blame, but finding that causality, to find that linchpin that started the events that led to the accident, the injury, the illness in the first place. Fixing that issue will be the thing that moves you towards that goal of zero accidents. This video is going to break down investigations into 4 basic steps. While they're going to be sequential in this video, a lot of the times these things have a tendency to happen at the same time, all simultaneously. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Incident response. The occurrence of an accident rarely gives any time to really prepare, but incident response and preparedness is key to an effective investigation. Having a well-designed plan, trained and drilled response staff, and a culture of open reporting of accidents and incidents is one of the most important steps to effectively investigate incidents. That starts well before incidents even occur. So we're going to go over some very basic principles of incident response, but we will not be covering that topic in a lot of detail here. Effective incident response is a whole nother topic unto itself. For the purpose of incident investigations, though, it is important to know a little bit about some of the human factors that are present during and immediately following an incident event. In any incident, there is some degree of panic for those involved and responding. An incident is an unusual and generally negative event, and it's human nature to do what I've found to be one of generally 3 things if you're not a regular responder to incidents. So if you're not a trained EMT, fire, emergency responder, that kind of thing, there are generally 3 types of behaviors that I've seen in lay people. First, there are the people that try to intervene. They may not know how to intervene, and they may not know what is appropriate or effective, but they're the ones that are the doers, the ones that see something and want to act upon it and very much affect its outcome. The second is the type of people that try to escape the situation, that immediately just run away from traumatizing or a difficult situation. And then the third type is the people that just freeze. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to react. And they either figuratively or literally freeze in place. As an investigator, you have to understand that each of these responses is absolutely valid and that no one really knows where they are on the spectrum until they're faced with the real thing. But understand that these factors can affect the investigation process a great deal. Think about how you might react if after a traumatizing event, an incident where you either were injured yourself or had an accident yourself or witnessed somebody that you've worked with for years become injured or have an incident. Think about how you might react if immediately following that incident or during the incident itself, some investigator walked up and began badgering you about the specifics of the incident and who's at fault and why did you do that, and your approach very much will determine the quality of the information that you get, especially during the incident itself and during the response period. Ideally, incident investigators should not be part of the actual incident response. That's certainly not the way things go in the real world, and in many cases, the incident investigator is also the person that is charged with the response to that incident. As we get into the real substance of this video, it is important to understand that there are a lot of dual roles that people play. Manager, incident responder, investigator, a lot of those things are the same person or the same individual. But understanding how you're interacting with the people involved at the scene of the incident is exceptionally important towards a good, honest, and effective incident investigation.